Welcome to the Ambitious Coach Podcast. This is a place where driven, determined coaches learn how to get off the business growth struggle bus and learn how to build a wildly profitable online coaching business. I'm your host, Allison Henderson, corporate dropout to six-figure social media business coach. I'm going to show you how I've been able to create the business of my dreams organically, all through utilizing my social media platforms. So pull up a seat, take some notes, and get ready to see your life and bank account transform. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Ambitious Coach Podcast. I hope you all had a great holiday. And if you are listening to this after January 1st, Happy New Year. This is the last episode of 2024. Where did the time go? I know this is the last week of December, which just always feels a little weird in my house, and I'm sure it does with you. It's like no one knows what day it is. I've been sleeping in until like 9:30, 10 o'clock. I just feel like I've been all over the place. I have been struggling big time with like wanting to work, but like also like knowing that this time is for me to relax and regroup and just recharge. And it's just been so hard for me. I did finish a book. I'm on another book. That's my biggest thing. Like I love just reading in bed and drinking coffee. But I did organize my office. I cleaned a lot. Like I really got in there and I like threw away a lot of old files that I just didn't need, old notebooks. Yeah. So now I'm like, okay, it's time to sit at your computer and get some stuff done, Allison. All right. So here I am. And I really have been dying to get back into my office and really just get back into work mode. I love recording my podcast and it's just been on my mind all week. And I know a lot of mamas really struggle with this too. It's like you want to be present because like your kids are home. You want to relax with them and play with them, but you also really want to work. Like you have big goals and big dreams and you just love working. And so my brain like goes back all the time of like, relax, but like also you're trying to build a business, right? So I totally get that. So the struggle is real. I swear mom business owners just sometimes have the worst time relaxing. But all right. So anyway, before I dive into this week's episode, I wanted to share with you a new free challenge that I'm going to be hosting. It's a 3-day money-making challenge starting Tuesday, January 7th, and we'll be going through to January 9th. I'll be providing you with daily video lessons all about tapping into your abundance and your money mindset. I'm also going to be giving you some journal prompts and daily sales action steps so that you can start making money as soon as possible in 2025. I don't want you waiting until it's the perfect time or until you feel ready. I want you getting in momentum as soon as possible. I want you really just kicking off this new year, ready to go, taking action like you've never done before. And I want you creating opportunities for yourself every single day that puts you in the position to make money every single day. So it is time to take action, build momentum, and confidently share your offers with the world. This challenge will help you get in alignment, get into that energy of abundance, shift your money mindset, push past your comfort zone so that you really can connect deeply with your audience and start seeing that big money in 2025. So we will be starting once again Tuesday, January 7th. So click the link in my show notes. And the best part of this challenge is it's all email based. So you do not have to be in a Zoom meeting at a certain time. Like you can do this at your own pace. So once again, click the link in my show notes to join and I hope to see you there. Okay, so let's get into this week's episode. 3 things to focus on to hit your money goals for 2025. So whether you're a sleep consultant, a parent coach, a mom coach, a fitness coach, a relationship coach, whatever it is, this episode is designed to help you get clear on what to be doing to move that needle inside of your business. I know you have limited time to work. I know that you have kids running around and they're possibly really distracting or whatever, but I also know you're so ambitious and you want to sign clients and you want to grow your business and grow your income. So let's dive in. All right. So the first thing I want you focusing on is your offer. Okay. You got to take a hard look at your primary offer and also your secondary offers. So can my primary offer make me the money that I want to make? All right. So ask yourself that question. So a primary offer, just so you know, is like a one-on-one offer or like a higher ticket group program. This is the one offer that you probably are selling, I would say like 80% of the time. Okay. It's your main offer and it's supposed to make you the most money. Okay. So this is the one that you are so excited to sell. This is the one that you are so in alignment with. And this is the one that is really going to be bringing you in the most income throughout the year. All right. So let's break this down. Now, if your goal is to make $100,000 in 2025, and your main offer, say, is $1,000, you'll need to sell 100 spots over the course of the year. Okay, so is that realistic for you based on your current audience size and also your conversion rates? All right. I also don't want you getting stuck into this mentality, though, that just because last year you didn't make $100,000, it doesn't mean that this year you can't. Like, you can go above and beyond. Like, this online world is limitless. Okay. So think about your audience size that you have now, but like maybe in the course of 2 to 3 to 6 months or whatever, you can double that, right? And you can get better at sales, so your conversion rates can be better. So I don't want you to feel like $100,000 isn't achievable for you just because last year maybe wasn't even close to that. All right. So this is a new year. All right. We're going to be operating differently. We're going to be doing things differently. All right. So just really take a good look, though, at your price point, and could that be bringing you in the money that you want to make? All right. So think about that. Or, okay, so maybe you might be going, okay, well, I definitely can't sell, say, 100 spots if we're just doing the $1,000, right? That to me seems that might seem unrealistic for you. Maybe right now you're charging, say, $500. Okay, so think about how much more work you would need to do to hit that income target. Okay. Maybe your your offer is just priced too low. Maybe we need to figure out a different offer structure for you or a different business model. All right. So that doesn't mean that you need to raise your prices overnight. It might mean you need to create a higher ticket offer or restructure your current one to maybe deliver more value, or just restructure it in a different way so that you can charge more money. Or are you okay with your current prices? That's okay too. Like, if you're okay with your current prices and your offer, and you aren't necessarily looking to build like $100,000 or more, sort of like mega empire, that's okay too. I do work a ton with clients who just are like, Allison, I just want to get like 2 to 3 new clients a month that are consistent. Like, I just don't want to be working 24/7 or 12-hour days by any means. And I'm not saying, by the way, I'm not saying that if you're making $100,000, you're going to be working like that. But you will be working a lot more if you're working, say, with 100 one-on-one clients a month compared to, say, 30. You know what I mean? So if that is the case for you, where you're like, Allison, I don't necessarily want to be working, with 10 plus clients a month, I totally understand that. Okay. So, you might not have to necessarily do anything. You might just have to sell more, or you might have to get in front of more people, right? All right. So let's take a look at your secondary offers. So what does that even mean? So that's like maybe a course, a self-study course, a guide, a recorded masterclass, something like that. All right. So these are also ways for you to be bringing in income without a ton of one-on-one effort from you. All right. So people can literally buy them on your website or buy them on Instagram or something like that. They can watch them on their own time. It requires little to no effort on your part. Okay. You'll still have to make the course and that sort of stuff, right? But you don't necessarily have to be there once it's done, right? You don't have to be helping them with their questions or concerns or anything like that after they purchase your course. So this requires little effort on your part. You can still make a lot of extra income from just secondary offers. So I highly suggest to map these out for the year and get clear on what you're going to be promoting, or when you're going to be promoting them, when you're going to be recording them, how many people do you want to get enrolled into these throughout the year, so that you can hit your income goals. So if your primary offer isn't converting the way you want, don't be afraid to tweak it. Sometimes a small change, like adding more one-on-one support or some sort of bonus or some sort of resource, can make a really big difference. Okay. If you aren't excited to sell it, this is my big thing. If your primary offer isn't something you are so excited to sell, I need you to ask yourself why. This has to be the thing that you are most excited about, because guess what? People aren't going to buy it or go completely gaga over it unless you're gaga over it, right? If people feel into your energy. So if you're not oh my God, you have to buy this, then they're probably not going to buy it, right? So why aren't you excited about your one-on-one offer or that primary offer, or, if you have a group program, what feels wonky about it right now? Okay. So look at your primary offer. Also look at your secondary offers. Are they setting you up to make the money that you want to make? All right. So you might need to restructure some things. Look at get a Google Sheets out and do some math for yourself. All right. So the next thing that we're going to talk about is your skills. All right, your skills. So this one is pretty big, because the truth is skills compound over time. right? The better you get at some key areas, the easier it is for you to grow your business. And I know it might suck, like going through it at first. It's like learning how to play like the piano or to ride a bike. But over time, guess what? You get better and better, right? I always think of like when my kid comes up to me and they're like, I want to learn how to play the guitar. And I'm like, okay. Like, of course, those first few weeks suck. And as a parent, you're like listening to them struggle and you're like, God, they're not even good at this. Why am I forcing them to learn how to play the guitar? But guess what? Over a year or, 6 months to a year, they get better and better and better. And then like, think about 5 years from now, like they're like masters at playing this instrument or whatever it is. Okay. So I want you to kind of think of yourself as a little child right now. If you are not good at certain things in your business, it's okay. You're going to take time out every single day or a few times a week to improve on your skills. So what skills could you improve on in 2025 that could directly impact your ability to sign on more clients? All right. Here are some suggestions. Okay. Sales. Duh. I'm going to always talk about sales. Sales. Are you confident on your sales calls? Do you know how to handle those objections? Getting better at selling can completely change your business. Okay. Sales is essential when it comes to getting new clients every single month. So you cannot avoid this, all right? So what feels weird for you? What feels like awkward, or salesy, all the words that come up when we talk about sales, all right? Think about this. Why does it feel so weird for you? Maybe it's more of a mindset shift instead of, I don't even know how to sell. That's also a factor here. Some of you guys know how to sell and you maybe are good at selling, but there's something weird that's going on where you're just not maybe feeling so confident in yourself right now. All right. So sharing your offers isn't something that you can put off though. Okay. Sharing your offers isn't something that you can put off or ignore every day. Learn this skill and you're going to see your bank account transform. So the next one I want to talk about is content creation. A lot of people struggle with the technology piece of just like learning how to make videos and edit videos and, finding trending audios and all that sort of stuff on Reels. So learning how to create these posts and create these Reels or even email, stuff like this. Like I know content can take you some time to learn like the techie pieces. But once again, put it in your calendar or something like that. Put aside time throughout your week to learn how to do these things. And if you're just like, well, no, I know how to edit and do all those things. I get the techie piece, but I'm just like having trouble creating the content, like sitting and writing it and coming up with ideas. This is also something where you can get better and better at. Like I actually have a notes app on my phone where I just literally keep a ton of content ideas. I have so many, just like Google Sheets and Google Docs where it's just a bunch of my ideas. I just keep them going because on those days where I'm like, what do I want to create today? I go, okay, let me think about my audience. What do I feel like my audience needs to hear today? What's really going to connect with them? Okay. And when it comes to creating an online business, let's be real, content is a big piece of this puzzle. So you cannot keep putting this off either if you want to see your bank account grow. All right. So the next is public speaking. This could mean like hosting webinars, going live on Instagram, or even speaking on podcasts. The more you're able to share your expertise confidently, the more you're going to attract clients. All right. So here's the good news. You don't have to master everything at once. Pick one or two of these skills that you'd really like to focus on. And maybe they're just the first quarter of 2025. All right. Maybe you can invest in a course or hire a coach, ask ChatGPT for some assistance, whatever it is. Remember that improving your skills is an investment in the long term of your success, okay? It will take some time to get good at things, but the sooner that you commit to improving these skills, the easier it will be in like a year from now or even 5 years from now. All right, and finally, the last one is exposure. If people don't know about you, they can't hire you. So the question to ask yourself is, how can I get in front of more people in 2025? What is your game plan to get in front of more people? All right, so here are a few ideas. Social media. Duh, you knew I was going to talk about this. Are you showing up consistently? And what does consistent mean for you? Maybe it's you showing up 3 days a week or 7 days a week. So get clear on what consistency actually means to you. Also, where do you want to build your community? I know everyone, especially if you're helping moms, they're like, I want to have a mom tribe. I want to have a mom community where people feel seen, heard, and understood. Great. I love that. But like, where are they going to go? All right. So is it Instagram? Is it Facebook? Is it TikTok? Is it somewhere else like Mighty Networks? There's so many now like places where you can have free communities. All right. So figure out where you want to build your community. And also when it comes to exposure, social media is great because you can get in front of people so quickly. But do you also have a strategy for your content? Do you have a strategy to get new followers? And also, like, are you connecting with them? Do you have a strategy of, sending direct messages and, making those conversations happen? Okay. The next is like collaborations and networking. So if you want to get on podcasts or you want to be partnering with other coaches or collaborating with influencers or maybe doing joint webinars with other people in your industry, collaborations are great and they get you in front of a new audience without you having to spend any sort of money on ads. So networking and building those relationships is going to be so big for you. And these sort of partnerships can be huge because they take little effort on your part. Okay. So if someone helps you promote your offers and gets more traction to your Instagram or maybe a free resource or anything like that, awesome. Do whatever you got to do to expand your network. One collaboration or one partnership can literally blow up your whole business. And when it comes to exposure, if you can be everywhere, great, awesome. But honestly, right now, if you're like, Allison, I'm spread so thin, I would just pick one or two platforms to be consistent on. And guess what? That's good enough. I'm honestly like, I have my email list, right? But I'm pretty much just consistent when it comes to social media on my Instagram. I also have this podcast. There's a few things that I decide to show up for every single week. Okay. So don't stress yourself out with being everywhere, like on TikTok and LinkedIn and Pinterest and a Facebook group or whatever. That is so much work. Unless like you have a full 8-hour day or more to work, it's just not necessary, okay? I've been able to make multiple six figures in my business over the last few years just by being on Instagram, okay? And if you are asking yourself but which one is the best? Where do you like to hang out? Like, I love Instagram and I've mastered that. And that's where I've built like my tribe and my audience. So for me, that feels really good to show up there. So think about that for yourself. Where do you like to hang out? Where do you like to consume content? Where do you like to buy? Like, where do you make purchases? Okay. I can guarantee that wherever you decide to show up, millions of your ideal clients are also there too. They are waiting for you there to sell and to help them solve their problems. Okay. All right. So to recap, the 3 things you need to focus on to hit your big money goals for 2025 are your offers. Okay. So make sure that your offers align with your income goals and deliver the value that your clients need and want. And number 2, skills. Identify which skills can help you grow. And then you're going to commit to improving them. Okay. And when I say commit, I literally want you having like a moment where you have a conversation with yourself and you truly commit. You have an agreement with yourself that these are the things that I'm going to be focusing on this year. And then number 3, create a plan to get in front of more people and stay as visible as possible. And remember, you don't have to do everything all at once. Focus on one area at a time and build from there. Personally, I like to do things when I think about like my offers, I like to map everything out 60 to 90 days. All right. So these little chunks of time. If I really map out my full year, I do like doing that. I like being like, these are all the things that I can sell over the next literally 12 months. But I'm very intuitive. So sometimes I get an idea and I go, okay, that's what I'm selling this week. And I literally just go with it. So it doesn't necessarily need to be so structured if you are not that sort of person. But think about your next 60 to 90 days. What are all the things that you want to sell? And then is it aligned with your income goals? All right. So I hope you found this episode helpful. And do not forget that I have that 3-day money making challenge that starts in early January. So if you want to sign up for that, click the link in my show notes. So until next time, thank you so much for listening. Happy New Year, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Thank you for listening to the Ambitious Coach podcast today. A couple favors before you go. If you found this episode helpful, please take a screenshot and share it on Instagram. Most importantly, don't forget to tag me at Allison Henderson _coach. That's ALLISON Henderson _coach. And lastly, please take a minute to rate this episode and leave a raving review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you tune in to listen. Okay, ambition is great, but it's time to get to work. Take action and commit to being 1% better every day. Once again, thank you for tuning in, and I will see you again next week.